she takes it back, and they said, okay, well, the white blazer has a blue stain, and the dress also has a water stain on it, on the white portion. So she goes back and they said, okay, we'll take care of it. I go there, and the blue stain is mostly out of the blazer, but it's completely ruined.
How so?
I can show you.
Yes, please.
Do you want me to bring it up?
Yes, please.
The outlining is completely chipped, and the fabric, this.
Oh, the black part. That's not the lining. The piping?
Yeah.
Okay, so the piping has all fallen apart.
Yes.
Okay. And the
fabric, it wasn't like this.
How was the fabric beforehand?
Smooth, silky. It wasn't raggedy and.
Okay. Do you have a receipt for this?
No.
When was the jacket purchased?
It was a birthday present.
When?
In August.
Of what year?
2014.
And who bought it?
Her son bought it. My brother.
And he doesn't have the receipt?
No.
Well, how much are you asking for this, and how do you know how much to ask for?
It was $150.
Says who?
My brother.
Okay. But you have to prove it in court, is the thing.
Right, but I mean, I wouldn't think to keep a receipt for something I'm not going to return.
It's fine. I'm not mad at you. I'm just explaining to you how court works. Okay, go ahead and go back. So aside from the white blazer, there was also a problem with the dress.
Yes.
Okay.
So the dress also had a...
But, by the way, is there still a blue stain on that? Or
you can still tell. There's an
Where I wanted to see that. I'm sorry. Let me get... I'll go to you. I have nice shoes on today. Okay.
Right here. Look. You can still see the outlining of the blue.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And what was that, ink?
I don't know what it was.
Well, no, your mother did that stain.
No, they did the stain.
That stain is not a stain you came in? Oh,
no.
Okay, hold on. You didn't bring this thing in, right? And it's your mother's clothes, so I do need to talk to your mother now. La mancha esta que estoy viendo en esta foto, ¿cómo surgió esa mancha? ¿Usted lo trajo así a la tintorería? That stain that is on the jacket, how did that happen? Did you bring it that way to the cleaners?
Ellos me la hicieron ahí.
No, they did it there. Pero esto luce ser tinta. This looks to be ink. But this looks to be ink, question mark. Go ahead.
No sé, yo fui por la chaqueta a recogerla y me la entregaron.
I went with the jacket to pick it up. They handed it to me like this. Pero esto luce ser tinta.
Pero yo no sé cómo la hicieron ellos.
Yeah, I don't know how they got ink on there or how they did it, but she says she didn't do it. All right, so then what happens?
So the same thing with the dress.
Ah, darn it.
Sorry. So the dress had I think you took the picture, but it had a water stain on it here. Mm-hmm. You could see it there in the picture.
Oh, what happened here?
No, that wasn't. That was brought in that way.
Then it was already ruined.
No, but she wears it with something on top of it. She puts a flower on it.
Okay, and what's the objection
here? It was brought in with the stain. Well, no,
you brought it in with the stain?
It wasn't brought in with the stain. When we went to pick it up, the stain was there.
Okay.
So then I speak to the store manager, and I tell her, why am I receiving this like this? She said, oh, yeah, we probably did that stain trying to clean the dress.
Right.
So I said, so if you made the stain, why didn't you just remove it before giving it back to me? And she said, well, yeah, we can do that.
All right. Did they ever clean this again?
Yes, that's how they ruined
Ruined what?
This. All of this.
Have you ever had this dry cleaned?
¿Te lo has lavado antes? No.
Let me hear from you.
Well, first of all, the garment with the piping on the back.
Right. Do you want to see them?
If I
You
could,
probably
yeah,
haven't
please.
seen them in a while. I'll bring them to you.
Okay.
Actually, bring them both of them.
If this was damaged on the way in, we didn't see it, we didn't notice it. It's our contention that we didn't damage this because if you notice, the entire band, the entire piping is chewed up, eaten up, almost the entire length of it.
All of it.
Yeah.
Everything that is black has been ruined.
Right.
Yeah.
It's incomprehensible that this could happen, especially on the reverse side of it in some way.
What do you mean? Why?
Well, why would it be? If anything was going to be ruined, you would think it would be ruined on the side that's visible, not the side that's invisible.
I don't know what you're talking about, because on the side that's quite visible on the back, it's the same exact thing.
Well, not really. If you notice on the side that's visible, it doesn't really seem to be damaged. The reverse side that is hidden.
It is
typically-
damaged. There's damage there. And this, which is visible, is damaged. All, like that's all missing. So
I
it's
agree.
whatever this fabric is whatever this fabric is. And whatever method, do you know what method was used to dry clean it?
Yes.
What was it?
Using what is known as a hydrocarbon solvent, an industry standard solvent. And when this was pointed out to me by the plaintiff, I simply told her that as far as we could tell, it was wear and tear on the garment after having been cleaned a number of times, because there's nothing that we
She's
do.
never cleaned it. According to her, she's never cleaned it, which actually, to be honest with you, I think militates towards you and not them, because the problem is the quality of whatever this is. This isn't leather. This isn't, this is, I don't know what this is.
Well, Judge, that's exactly what I told the plaintiff. I said to her, as far as we could tell, it's a defective garment. And I said,
it's not necessarily defective, because these garments are cleanable. It's not like you wear them once and you throw them out, or you wear them 8 times and you throw them out. The garments are cleanable. Perhaps the method you chose isn't the right method to clean it.
When it all comes out in the wash, will the plaintiff get a grand? Milian rules. Consider it.
Professional laundry is harder on clothes than, say, if you did it at home.
I would say yes.
How come?
I think they probably use detergents that are more harsh, and they leave the clothes in the dryer for too long, so they fade, and they're probably a little more toxic.
Interesting. That was well said. I have absolutely nothing to add to that. Going inside the courtroom.
What about the dress? The same puckered up thing happened to that.
what you haven't heard yet is that in our attempt to resolve this, we did have a number of meetings with the plaintiff on a couple of occasions, and I brought my employee here with me. The plaintiff became extremely abusive in my store.
The daughter?
The daughter.
Come on up. Okay, what happened?
When she came back with her mother, they came to pick up the order. One of my employees was helping her, and they asked me to come speak with her. I came. She said, "This is messed up. You guys stained it." But I said, "Okay, we'll take care of it." She said, "Why are you being?" I said, "Ma'am, I'm trying to help you. I'm telling you that this is my solution to the problem, is to take it back and to redo it again." And then I believe she came back to pick up the dress, and the dress wasn't ready yet. So I called Bill. He said he'll be there in a half an hour. I asked her nicely, "Bill will be here in a half an hour. Can you please wait outside?" She said, "No, I'm not going to wait outside. I shouldn't have to wait outside." Started to get hostile again. So I kind of just went to the back of the store and waited for Bill to get there. And then once Bill got there, they got into whatever altercation they got into, and then I called the police.
You tell me about that, and you called the police?
Yeah.
Okay, tell me about the altercation.
Well, Your Honor, as you just heard, I was on my way to the store. They were told that I'd be there in 30 minutes. In that 30-minute time frame, on my cell phone, the plaintiff called me 26 times on my cell phone.
Really?
26 times.
Okay.
At which point...
Did you psycho call him?
I'm not sure what you mean by that.
26 times. Did you call somebody 26 times in half an hour? Okay, because that's crazy. Go ahead.
At that point, I got to the store, and I simply...
That's why this case didn't get resolved.
So that's it.
Okay. So there are a couple questions in any case like this. You know, one of them is, the first one, the threshold question is, did something the dry cleaners do ruin these garments? This is your business, and you're not supposed to ruin stuff. So if you think you can't clean something, don't take it. But you can't take it and then ruin it and then say tough, which I know is not what you said. But I'm just saying, dry cleaners can't do that. But then step two of every case, the step one is liability, but step two is damages. And you have walked in here completely empty-handed of what it is you paid for that. You have zero evidence what the value of it is. When you do that, let me tell you what happens. The judge decides what the value of the used dress with an iron mark on it and that blazer are, which I believe came in with ink on it, because the dry cleaners don't stain with ink right here. That just doesn't happen. Okay? So, in looking at the two garments and in considering the prior damage to the dress, I am ordering the dry cleaners to pay the plaintiff $50 in damages. That is my verdict. And the garments go to the dry cleaner. Because he goes to dry.
Well, the plaintiff sued for $1,000 and wound up with a $50 judgment here. You win the case, but for $50. What's your reaction to that?
Ridiculous. I didn't even get a chance to speak my full case, so whatever.
Okay.
Whatever.